Greetings, tasty liquor lovers, and welcome to another episode of SwillinGrog's wonderful world of beer. Today, I'll be looking at a brew that my good mate and fellow Aussie beer reviewer, Gez Lawson, sent me. Old Hooky, 4.6% alcohol by volume, brewed and bottled by the Norton Brewery in the United Kingdom. Now, as you can see, it comes in a lovely 500ml brown bottle, and according to the label, it's been handcrafted in the Cotswold Hills since 1849. Alright, so I've never tried this before, believe it or not, so I'm most keen to crack it open and give it a pour in this lovely Cotswold Beer Festival glass from 2014. Yeah, this actual Cotswold Beer Festival glass was procured for me by my brother Tim in the UK. Last time he came to Australia, late last year, in fact, he brought this over for me. I think he'd only just attended the festival at Potslip, a post-lip hall. Yeah, anyway, yeah, I look forward to going to it one day. It sounds like a really nice, beer festival. Anyhow, let me crack this open. Oh, some nice smoke there. And I'll give it a pour. Alright, so let's make an assessment of the appearance, as we always do. Well, the appearance is, a very deep amber colour with, that's somewhat hazy. That has a fairly decent amount of, carbonation there. The head, when I poured it, was about a little over 2 fingers, and, it's what you could describe as a frothy off-white head. Let me just top this up. Might just give it a bit of a swirl, because thinking it might just be bottle conditioned. Alright, so anyhow, we've talked about the appearance, so that can only mean it's time to move on to the aroma. Alright, well, as far as the aroma goes, getting a lot of, malty aromas there. There's some sort of caramel there and sort of toffee coming through. Now, I'm not really getting anything else, but just a very pleasant aroma of sort of, caramel and toffee. So as far as the smell goes, it's it's very enticing. All right, so we've talked about the appearance and the aroma, so that could only mean that it's time for the most important part of the review, the taste test, and I'm most eager to dive into this one, folks, I can assure you. So anyway, a huge cheers to Gez, and a cheers to you, the audience. Thank you for watching this. Alright, well, up front, I'm getting those sweet malts that are just absolutely delicious. I'm getting that caramel, I'm getting that toffee. There's a little bit of fruitiness there as well. I'm talking like, your dark fruits, perhaps, dates or sultanas. But yeah, I tell you what, it's a very tasty ale. Without a doubt. There is some bitterness to speak of there. It's sort of semi-dry, and I guess you could describe it as pretty full-bodied as well. But yeah, there's some definite bitterness there. But yeah, it's quite pleasant, and it all balances out nicely, and makes for one really tasty brew. And on that note, I must have another gulp. Alright, well it's definitely holding that taste profile. You know, I'm just really enjoying this brew. I really do like brews such as this from the UK that are just so malt forward and delicious. Yeah, like I said, you know, there is some bitterness there, but yeah, I mean, this is definitely a malt lover's beer, and yeah, gee whiz, I would love to have a carton of this, folks. Yeah, I'd be enjoying it to very late in the night tonight, I can assure you. Alright, so I think in terms of the price point, it's not too bad. It's generally what you'd pay, you know, in Australia for your, you know, English ale. Let's face it, you know, you've got an exchange rate with the UK that isn't too great, and you know, an excise tax here that is just, you know, ridiculous. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit more expensive than you know, most of your domestic brews, and you know, even some of your brews from, you know, the States and Mexico and other countries. But I tell you what, it's a real treat, and it's definitely worth checking out. All right, and in terms of its drinkability, well, hey, it's very drinkable, and yeah, I mean, it's definitely one that you could session to at you know, 4.6% ABV. All right, so it's time to wrap this up, and I'll give it my final thoughts after this one last gulp. Like I said, it's an absolutely delicious brew. I'm very partial to it because it's so malty and delicious. There's nothing offensive about it flavour-wise. It's really enjoyable. Probably one that you'd enjoy a little bit more in the cooler months, or the, you know, in autumn and winter in Australia. But, you know, it can still be enjoyed in summer. But I think you'd enjoy it a little bit more, you know, in autumn and winter, is the point I was trying to make. But anyhow, no matter what the season, it's a really tasty brew, and I'd be inclined to give it a solid 9 out of 10. So there you go, folks. 9 out of 10 for Old Hooky. Alright, well, thanks for joining me once again. Hopefully I'll get to churn out another review today, before the sun goes down, hopefully. But if not, yeah, I'll shoot one tomorrow. I've got a bit of time on my hands, surprisingly, so yeah. Alright, well, yeah, enough babbling from me. It's time to bid you all farewell. So, until next time, fare thee well, all.